Hi, I hope you're all well. If you're new around here, hello, it's lovely to meet you. And if you're returning, then thank you very fucking much for coming back. My name is Alanna, I'm a 35-year-old lady living in Scotland, and this channel is predominantly all that kind of beauty, bloggery, vloggery, hair care, skincare, lifestyle bullshit, but with a liberal sprinkling of sarcasm and cynicism thrown in on top. This video is going to be another update for my Dermatica journey, and I already actually done a little bit of footage earlier in the month because we are currently on the 30th of November. And at the start of November, I felt like in my last update I told you about the peeling, you couldn't really see it, so I thought that was a little bit obsolete. So I do have a little bit of footage to slot in from earlier in the month, but with all that being said, just so you know, I do like a sweary word on this channel, so if you're not into that kind of thing, please feel free to vacate at any time. But if it does sound like your kind of shit, there's a subscription button in the corner. I do also have codes for Dermatica. They are affiliate links. Everything will be down below or on the screen at some point. This has been the completion of my second month in total, my second doser in total, and I am just about to move on to my third one. Now, I did explain in my last video as well that I was also using the Azelaic Acid, which I have now used up, so we will talk about that later in the video as well. But for now, let's slot in that little bit of footage from earlier on. Hello, this is a bit of an odd check-in. I'm not sure where I'll slot it in, but it's going to be during my November roundup of my current Dermatica situation, because in my last video I spoke about the peeling but I couldn't really show you it. So at the moment it is 8:30 in the morning, and I thought I would come on because obviously I've not been up, well, I tell a lie. I was up at 5:30 and then I went back to my bed because Jack got up and then decided to go back to sleep. So I have been up early, but this morning I've had my breakfast. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see the peeling I'm talking about before I moisturise or wash my face. So I think you can see here really well, and kind of round about my mouth area here and round about my nose there. There isn't actually any on my eyes at the moment. That area is fine. It's really just around my mouth, chin and nose area. You can really see it there, because if I kind of scratch my skin a little there, you can see it happening. Let me zoom you back out. So you can see the peeling there, and that's kind of what I was talking about the last time. And that's why I said it's important if you put on something before you put on your retinol. Now, I think the issue that it's came up quite so peely today is the last 2 nights Jack's been quite restless to settle. And if I'm honest with you, I haven't done my nighttime routine properly. So I've whacked on my retinol and I've put on my moisturiser, but I haven't put on like a proper sleep mask. I've not done anything like that. And so it's a little more peely today, but I know for a fact once I put moisturiser on, once I've been in the shower and things in 2 seconds, then it'll go back to normal and there won't be an issue. But this is something that does happen with retinol. Don't be worried if this starts happening. If it's sore or like itchy or irritated or anything, then yes, absolutely reach out to them. I would stop using it and reach out to them and double check. But this is normal. It's not sore, it's not irritating, nothing like that. It's pretty much just dry skin in these areas because these are kind of sensitive, and that's why it's good to put on like a base thing. Even Vaseline would work really well if you want to put that at the corner of your mouth or here or here. It's up to you what you use. I also just want to check in as well, I ended up with a blemish, and to be honest with you, it was a really sore like under the skin one. It didn't really come to much of a head or anything, but it was kind of red and angry. But I've obviously been using the Azelaic Acid, which is supposed to help with pigmentation and stop the pigmentation getting any worse and things like that from breakouts. And I have to say, that's where the breakout was, which you can see, but this is maybe, I don't know, a week old now, which isn't that bad for a week old blemish. And considering at this side, you can still see pigmentation from blemishes from years and years ago. I'm hoping, I feel like this healed a lot faster. Is that because of the Azelaic Acid? I don't know, but I feel like certainly I've been using that religiously every day, and the healing on this, and I feel like the pigmentation and the bit of it getting darkness back to light again has been really quick. So just a little heads up on that as well, because I honestly wasn't really sure what the Azelaic Acid was going to add, and if I hadn't had that breakout I would maybe still feel that way, but because I have had a breakout I was like, oh, okay, I see you, I see what you're doing here. Anyway, that's just a really quick check-in, and I will round up properly at the end of the month. I just thought I would slot this in to let you see that, because it's all fair and well talking about it, but then if you don't actually show people what you mean, it can be a little bit obsolete. So So as you could see in that footage, I did have quite a bit of peeling. Again, nothing to worry about, completely normal when you're using things like a retinol. What I found as the months have got colder, and I do have normal leaning to dry skin, I have needed to use a heavier moisturiser. During the day, I've been using quite a heavy moisturiser, but in the evening, I've been using a little bit more of a moisturiser come sleep mask following my retinol, which I think has really, really helped. And also tried to protect these areas that are prone to being a little bit more sensitive. So this is my skin at the moment in natural light, no makeup, no nothing like that, so you can see it quite clearly. What I'm going to say is that I went on holiday during this month and I was using factor 50 SPF. I always use SPF every single day regardless of where I am, but I was in a hotter country where there was a lot more sun exposure, and I'm wondering if that has set me back slightly, because obviously areas of my face which had a little bit of pigmentation might have got darker again. But I'm going to zoom you in and show you anyway. I still think that the actual texture of my skin, the way my skin is feeling, is amazing. I definitely feel like I'm seeing benefits now after the second month. I can't wait to see how it is at the end of the third month. But the areas where I was trying to get rid of a little bit of what I would say was sun damage, I'm worried if I've kind of set that back a bit. And that's not Dermatica's fault. I think that's just, I went on holiday and I did try and stay out the sun and I did wear SPF, but sometimes even just being in a little bit more sun exposure, things like freckles are going to start appearing, aren't they? And I like to call them freckles, but let's face it, it's sun damage. So I'm going to zoom you in. Alright, so this is us up close and personal. As I said, I think the actual texture of my skin is looking really good. I'm really happy with the glowiness of it, the radiance of it, which the Azelaic Acid has probably really helped with radiance as well. But I do think, see this area here, it was starting to get lightened, and because I went in the sun for a week, or I've been on holiday for that week, that's just got a little bit darker again. And I don't think that's anybody's fault. I think it's just me because I've had some sun exposure. But everywhere else, I am actually really, really happy with. I only have moisturiser on at the moment. I don't have any radiance primer or anything like that, and I think my skin is looking very, very dewy for this time of year, which I'm very happy about. As I said, I did have a little breakout here during this month, and I felt like the healing of this was very, very quick in comparison to other times when I've had breakouts. Sometimes spots do come and go quite quickly, but this one was one of those really sore under the skin ones, and I thought, this marking is going to take forever and the healing of it is going to take forever, and actually it was very, very quick. So I'm actually quite pleased with how this has went. So I think I will pick up another one of these. This one is now finished. I have completed the Azelaic Acid. There is Azelaic Acid in my doser already, so I was in two minds, like, will I keep going with that or will I just keep my doser on the go? I'm just going to zoom you back out a bit because this is a bit close and personal. So I was in two minds about whether I would keep going with the Azelaic Acid or not because it's already in my doser, but I figured if I don't keep using it, I'm not really going to know. Do you know that way, like, if I don't keep using the stronger one, am I going to see the benefits that I've been seeing so far? So I'm on the fence about that. I might pick up another one because I was really enjoying it and I'm enjoying how my skin is looking. Another thing I'm going to say as well though is that because that is an Azelaic Acid, just be careful with other things that you're using. Like, don't be using AHAs and BHAs and all that, like daily kind of exfoliation treatments, because you'll just end up stripping the top layer of your skin and it will be a nightmare, especially if you're someone with kind of dry or sensitive skin. So just be aware of that. So I've been using it very cautiously. I've only been using it once a day in the morning, and on days where I felt like my skin was particularly sensitive that day or a little bit drier, I didn't use it. I used it kind of maybe a couple of times a week instead. So I think it's lasted me quite a long time too. So anyway, that is my update for this month. I think this will be coming to you at the start of December instead, because things have just got crazy with Christmas and all that on the way, and I'm trying to film a little bit of festive content pre-filmed so that I don't need to do too much with Jack being about as well now. He is crawling everywhere and we'll be moving him into his cot as well, so that's why I'm looking kind of tired as well. So there's been a lot going on, so this will be coming to you a little bit later than planned, but I hope you're enjoying the journey and I will see you all again in the next one. Bye.